How's it going, everyone? KingBlackToof here, and welcome to this Arena Mode Beginner's Guide. Now, this was requested by someone, and while I think Arena Mode might be difficult for some beginners because, well, you're going to be throwing yourself at the deep end, really. Tons of cards, pretty much all the cards available, and you don't quite know what they do. You don't know what to draft at the beginning. You don't know what cards to look out for and when to pass and when to play. And there's some intricacies in Arena. There are some pros to doing it as well. You get access to all the cards, possibly. So you've got the potential to get access to all of them anyway. So you can have some experimentation. You don't have to worry if your collection is quite small. You can just have some fun playing and reacting. And, you can follow tier guides to try and make good choices and stuff like that. So there are some positives as well. So if you would like to play Arena Mode, the first thing I'm going to mention before we go actually into Arena Mode is if you're a PC player, I think it's very important that you try and get Gwent up or Gwent tracker. These are deck lists, okay, deck trackers. So it'll come up here when I play a game, all the cards in my deck. Now, PC players can get this, PlayStation 4 and Xbox Ones can't. Hopefully CD Projekt Red will do in-game trackers in the future. But, it's going to be very difficult to just remember what 26 cards you have in your Arena deck. So you'll forget what the highest is, you'll forget what the lowest is, which are quite important information. You'll forget what gold and silvers you even added to your deck, So having Gwent up in Arena Mode is a lot more important than possibly standard constructed play where you might know your deck off by heart. In this, you probably won't. So I would recommend getting that first of all if possible. Now what we're going to do is we're going to build a deck. I'm going to talk through that and then we're going to play a game. And then maybe we'll split up some other videos later on playing some more games and hopefully going through it a bit more. Okay, so let's start an arena run. Okay, so we're about to build the deck now. We've got some pretty nice choices there actually. But just because we pick the best choices doesn't mean we're going to get a great deck. We can actually draft a terrible deck or a mediocre deck. I do have tier lists on my YouTube channel for golds and silvers. I'll put the link in the description below. So you can follow that if you want to know what cards are actually good. But there are some not very good choices in Arena. But when you combo them with other cards, they become really, really good. So, I hopefully went through that on my tier list. But I'll discuss what I'm picking as I go along. So these are the two best choices. Consistency is something that's very important in Arena. He plays 2 random cards from your deck, so that thins your deck a little bit, which means, you get through more cards, which is really nice. And she resurrects a bronze or silver unit, so you can resurrect and reuse the best unit you've had, which is nice. These guys are less situational and more powerful. Now, again, I don't know what cards I've got because it's the first pick, so I'm going to pick Dijkstra in this case. But Prince Stennis plays a random non-spine bronze or silver from your deck and gives it 5 armor. Again, consistency. He'll pull more cards out so I can get more cards on the board. It would have been good with Shani. Shani on him is a really powerful play. Fortunately, we didn't pick that, so he is the card I'll choose because it allows me to put more cards on the board. So we've got some bronze choices here. Now this one is worth 10 because it's 6 and it spawns 2 2s. So that's 10 without condition, which is really nice. Most of the time, I think you'd probably just go for the poor infantry in this case, just the 10 value. I could be persuaded to do that if I wanted to try and just protect myself from weather, but I'll choose that for now. Okay, another silver choice. That one's speaking out to me here. Look at 2 random cards in your deck and play one. So again, more thinning. I get an element of choice there. It's really nice. And this halves the power of all bronze and silvers. But as you might know in Arena, you get a lot more golds in Arena, so that's probably a little less effective because it doesn't half the strength of gold. So we're going to choose that for, again, more consistency. Now, it could be quite important to get some resilience, but it's not too good else. So I'm going to pick Lamia. And the reason for this is I don't want him in my deck and pull him randomly with him or pull him randomly with Dijkstra. I've got quite a few pull randomly from the deck things, and I don't want to get something rubbish. So we'll choose the 10 value one. And hopefully they won't, bite ourselves in the ass with it. That's 11 value. That's 9, but could be a little bit more, but not too easy. So we'll just go for the 11. So, Vandergrift. In a long round, did 1 damage to all enemies. Could be quite nice. Well, that can be good if you've played them. 7 strength. Boost any allies that appear. The issue with this is that usually it gets removed. This is what you call an engine card, and it's kind of going out a bit in Arena. No one really plays it very much. So I'm going to choose this. It's high strength, 9. It also clears hazards, so a bit of safety there. I haven't got any weather clears yet. The heal be 1 if I want it. Garbage, really. So it's one of these two. If I think they're going to stack, I have no move. I have 1 piece of movement, actually. Do I think they're going to stack on a row? Most people do stack on rows. So we could go for 20. I might go for him. No. We'll go for Leo. Leo is generally better. Have a body on the board is always nice. That's a strong card. Again. Not too good. Ceres, when 4 units are resurrected. Resurrections in Arena are very scarce. You may only get like 1 in the form of Shani that we saw earlier. She's worth 15. She's got a lot of text. You choose 2 and most of them are 5 value. So 5, 10, 15. Now, Geralt Professional, while he's rubbish and constructed, deal 4 damage to an enemy. 7 and 4 is 11. It's terrible. If it's a monster unit, you destroy it. For this reason, there are some really powerful monster cards that are about 19, 20 strength plays. So being able to destroy them while also being 7 strength is really strong. So he's a really nice pick at the minute, so I'm going to choose him. Like I said, people are taking engines, which are the primary targets, a little less, but I'm going to risk it. Here, you probably would go for Coral, but I'm going to risk that. But I don't want to risk it, so I think he's like very humble. Healing allies can be very, very nice. It'd be nicer if they were higher strength, though. But yeah, I think that could be very, very useful. She's pretty trash in Arena and in Constructed. Consume all bronze and silver units in your graveyard and boost 1 for each. Most people don't play round 1 very deep or round 2, so you go into round 3 with nothing in your graveyard, so she's terrible. But even then, you don't really swarm the board very much in Arena. You can't organise that, so she's terrible. That's worth 18 if hit maximum. 6 damage to the highest unit on each row. 6, 12, 18. So that can be really good. The Toad Prince can also be very good. Draw a unit, consume a unit in your hand and boost by its power. So it's a way of getting through your deck. Consuming something which is not very good, possibly that. Or that if you don't need the weather clear. So I might consider taking that just generally. So I think I'm going to go for that. Get through the deck a little bit more. We've got him again. Might be tempted. We've got the Woodland Spirit for the weather. Now, weather, like I said, is not taking too much. I feel like, much like engines, you should either go all in on weather, you know, take every opportunity you can, or don't take it at all. A lot of people take weather clears. Having 1 weather is just going to be cleared. Having 2 might be cleared, but if you take, you know, like 3 or 4, people will then struggle to remove them. So I can't really take that. I haven't got any weathers. I'm going to take him. So if I play him, and let's say I get Dijkstra and Prince Stennis, I play Dijkstra, he plays Prince Stennis, or maybe when I draw a unit with a Toad Prince, I'll know what that unit is because I put it on the top with Geld. So he's really good for just consistency of your deck. We've got a Toad Prince, and I said he was good to consistency, but we also have Margarita, which resets a unit and locks it. Now, we haven't got any locks, so it might be important. But one thing that is quite important in Arena is that, generally speaking, most people build their decks in such a way that you don't go for duplicates. Okay? Now, I haven't got any duplicate cards here. If I chose him, I would have a duplicate Toad Prince. And the reason you generally don't go for duplicates is because there's a card called Shoop. Shoop's Day Out. And that is an overtuned gold card. It's very, very powerful. But normally, it has a restriction on it, which is make sure you have no duplicates in your deck. Now, in Constructed, it makes your deck worse, so that he's overtuned because your deck is worse, and it kind of evens out. In Arena, everyone's deck is kind of gobbledygook, you know? So, getting Shoop is a really powerful card, so you don't want to take a duplicate to deny that Shoop later, because then it just doesn't work, and he's a rubbish card. So you want to kind of leave yourself open to a possible Shoop in all of these ones. So for that reason, I'm not going to choose that. And in fact, I'm going to choose this. And he is also an engine card. 9 strength. Deals 1 damage to every unit the opponent plays from hand. Or goes onto the opponent's side of the board from hand. I'm going to choose him. He's 9 strength, so he'll work with Leo Bonhart if I reveal him and do damage. Again, I would love to take that, and I might decide I want to do it because he is a very powerful card. But I think double Dijkstra is really good, and I might pick that now, even though I might not get Shoop. If I get presented with Shoop, I won't be able to pick him. But 2 of those, they're really powerful cards, so I'm going to do it. I'm just looking to see if Shoop pops up. I think I'm going to do that because it'll force some removal from the opponent. It works with Leo Bonhart, revealing it for 10 damage, which is nice. Okay, Reaver Scout. Choose a different bronze ally and play a copy of it from your deck. That is trash because, again, you try not to go for duplicates, so you won't have many. So there's no point picking him. And the Whaler. 8 strength. Move an enemy. Deal 1 damage equal to that numbers on the row. So it's 8 plus some extra damage, depending on how many units are on that row. And we are going to choose this for several reasons. And at this point in the deck building, you need to be looking for these synergies. First of all, 8 strength is reasonably high, you know. So we can reveal it with Leo and do 8 damage, which is okay. We've got some movement technology there, so we can move a unit on the opponent's side of the board, which means that we can line units up on a row for him to damage them. Okay, and it's also damage, which could be removal later on. So we're going to pick that. So we'll just take the 10 because it's high value for Leo, high value for the Toad to eat as well. And if it's damaged, then we can heal it up for hopefully a large tempo play. Okay, we've got Viper Witches. Deal 1 damage for each alchemy card in your starting deck, which I have none. So garbage. Slyzar, consume a bronze unit from your graveyard, then play a copy from your deck. Again, we need multiple copies of the same bronze, so that's going to be garbage too. He's worth 11, 5 plus 6 boost. And the Doppler just creates a bronze unit from your faction, which is determined by your leader card at the end. The choice is nice. I think the choice is nice. So we'll do that. This is a difficult one. I think I might just go for that. Moran. Or maybe Howard Hound Snout. Let me just check. Yeah. I'll go for Moran. 8 strength. Choose 3 units. Strengthen them allies by 2 and move them to this unit's row. Damage enemies by 2. Move them to the opposite row. So that guy can move 3 units to the same row, which again combos with Old Spear Tip, making sure 5 enemies are on a row. But I'm not sure we need to do that. We can also move out of weather as well. So he's got some flexibility. He's worth 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, I believe, which is okay. Now Regis here drains all boost. While there are some really nice combos with him, I haven't got the pieces on me, and we can't guarantee the opponent's going to boost, which means to buff a unit to green strength. So I'm not going to take him because it's too risky. KEIRA METZ is a nice flexible card. We can do Alzor for 9 damage, plus 6. Thunderbolt, which is great, adding armor. Protect against weather or protect against damage or something. Or just 12 damage on the Arachas Venom. So she is really flexible. I really like it. So I'm going to choose her, I think. The other one I could have chose was Zoltan for the movement, but I think we'll be fine without it. So it's either between that and that. She can play that, which could be good, but if I get her without getting that, it's going to be a bit of a pickle. I do have cards like 2 Dijkstras now, which are going to pull random cards. I don't want to pull that randomly. So I'll choose Sihil here. That'll do good value in a long round. So he becomes 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. He becomes a 15 strength card. She's 1 with some damage that equals 16, I believe, so we'll choose her. Okay. These 2 are really good. Let's look at what the highest non-spine bronze or silver is. Let's get a sort. So you can't pull golds. So the highest is 10. We'll pull the Ancient Foglet, which I haven't got fog, so it's not going to do anything. If we get him in hand, we pull these 9s, which are okay, but nothing special there. Emir lets us play a card and then pick up a bronze and silver ally. So for him, we want to replay things with powerful deploy abilities, powerful abilities when you place them on the board. So that is a powerful ability. Play another card from your deck. So I'll be very happy to use that. We've got another lock and a reset, which could be very nice. Weather Clear could be useful. Healing could be useful. So I think we'll choose him. It allows us to pick up some things which maybe the opponent played against us as well. So it's nice. So we got 12 golds, 5 silvers and 9 bronzes. 12 golds is very good. 5 silvers is pretty low. 9 bronzes is a bit higher than you would like. Okay, we're back. The first person forfeit. So pretty early forfeited. So let's go. Right, we've got a lot of golds here. Actually, a lot of golds. A nice lot of golds here. Let's get rid of the Lamia. Oh boy. Let's get rid of the 10. Holy, we nearly got a full gold hand. Should I do it? Should I go for it? Let's go for it. Ah, nearly got a full gold hand then. One thing I did notice though is that I don't have many proactive plays, which means I didn't have much to play. Okay, so this is what Arena will commonly be. Most people dry pass round 1 if you have to go first. I'm not saying it's always the best thing to do, but it means that he doesn't have to worry about losing as much card advantage. Okay, if he played a unit, which is say 6 strength, and I played a 10, and he couldn't beat my strength then he's lost card advantage. So I place a 6 down to just win. It's always worth winning. Never take the draw. Okay. So he dry passed round 1. And I probably might dry pass round 2. Okay. Because I like a long round here with him and such. That's worth 10. That's worth 10. Let's get rid of that. Holy smeg. Okay, yeah. So, as you see, I'm on 12 cards. He's on 13. So we're going to reverse that again. Go into a long round. I actually need some of my silvers for my leader card. So, yeah. We're going to dry pass. Now, that is common in Arena. I'm not saying it's always the best choice, absolutely not always, but a lot of the time it feels safe to do that. And the reason is, if I'd have played again a 5 strength unit and he played a 10, suddenly I can't pass when I want to, and if I do pass, I lose card advantage because he doesn't have to play a card after I've passed. It's a bit complicated, but it's just a nice safety thing. Right, we'll have to play some of these soon, won't we? Bloody hell. I can't believe I got so many golds. Like, none of them really... Okay, yeah, okay. He's going to guarantee me Leo because it's the only gold left in my deck. This is absurd. I'm just saying. This is an absurd hand. Okay. Let's see what we get first. Do you look like a smudger? Yes. Yes, you do. Gels first. It's going to get me Leo Bonhart and another card. That card is going to go to the top of my deck. I'm going to start with Leo and just remove that card. I got so much removal, I feel like this is safe. I could do these. I think that one's the most important. Oh, well, least important. That one's most important. Because I reveal it to my opponent so he can see I've got that. When he starts establishing a board presence. So the way generally you play an Arena, I think it's best to, is you place units on the melee row and the siege row. Okay. Now you do this because there are certain cards which are really high value that we saw earlier. Foul Ale. It does 6 to each row. So if you just play on 2 rows, you mitigate some of that value if they have it. Also, White Frost does puts a frost on 2 adjacent rows, so melee and ranged, or ranged and siege. So by playing on the melee and the siege, we stop the potential of that. Now the card he placed was a Toad Prince, and this is one of those really strong cards I mentioned earlier that we could just play Geralt Professional and wreck him, which I think I'm going to do. So that Geralt Professional was 7 plus 18 value. You know, so pretty good. Pretty damn good. What card did he eat, by the way? A 10 strength Weather Clear. That kind of tells me he's got more Weather Clear. I have no weather anyway. But if he plays weather against me, I can't actually clear it. I don't have any weather clears on me. Okay. We've seen that card before. That's a good card. I wish I had that one in me. And he's got a weather clear too. Okay. I don't want to put too many 7s on the same row. Geralt Igni is very rare, but I don't want to risk it. So I think I've got a strat. Let me just work it out. Yeah, that'll work. May not be the best optimal, but I think it's quite good. I'm going to pull this card to my side of the board and then pick it back up. And I'll use it again later. Okay. We're gonna get seriously through our deck here. Okay. Weather is the thing that'll beat me up because my drafting process didn't give me a whole lot of weather clears. We've got 2 things to protect us against weather. He's got some pretty good cards too. See what he's got. He's played it quite early, so it could be pretty bad. There are a lot of people forfeiting. I'm getting through these games without any problem whatsoever. This is sad. This is just sad, man. Again, third game. Both opponents have forfeited against me. Right, we've got Prince Dennis, a nice card to use. We've got a lot of our good golds here. We've got a nice strong unit in her to use with him. Okay. What leaders he got? Jean Calvite. That's a proactive play. I think we don't necessarily need that right now, although he's really nice to have. Savage Bear, that's even more proactive. So we'll get rid of that. And I think I'd like to see if I can't get another gold. I've got a few golds left. Let's try and go for one. Okay, Whaler. My turn first. I like a long round, so let's pass. I got really nice tempo as well. Now, I mentioned this in the other ones. Passing round 1 is usually the safest thing to do. Just because it means that I don't place down a unit and he beats my strength with big tempo, and then I've lost card advantage. Whereas now, I won't lose card advantage, but he'll probably drive past too. If he doesn't, then it's my chance to really gain that card advantage back, and that'll be a bit of a mistake, possibly. Let's see. Oh, that's not good. Like, it's one of the worst cards in my deck. It's okay, but it's not great. So if he drive passes, that'd be the card I play. Right, he's not drive passing. He's going in. So it's my job now to beat his strength. And this is, you'll see this. This is what could have happened in round 1. Okay. I've got to make a play here that puts me ahead in strength. And this will do it. Now, I could reveal the 10, but the 9 will do enough. And it's not so important. There you go. This put me ahead in strength. Now, he can't pass. Because if he passes, I don't have to play a card, and I've got card advantage. This is really dangerous. Right. That's a powerful card. That's a really nice play, actually. Bloody hell. This is tricky with those things on the board. I am going to, I think, risk hitting it with her. Yeah. There we go. Didn't put me ahead. So he's managed to keep ahead. But this is how the game goes now. It's all about that tempo. Playing cards and trying to get ahead. I need to get ahead of my opponent to keep card advantage. It's not too bad if I don't, but it's something I've got to try and do here. He's got to try and stay ahead. So he's using large units here. He's using strong cards. Okay, I don't know if I'll be able to do that. There is a negative to dry pass in round 1, which is that I'm going to struggle to play this. If I play it, I'm not going to be too far ahead. That'll put me on 10. Then I need 13. Yeah, I'll put that down. I'm already behind. I can afford to be a little bit behind. My big tempo play is going to be Emir into this guy. He's probably going to get removed anyway. Usually it is. Possibly should have moved one of his units forward. We'll see how much value he plays. He's playing Dijkstra. So yeah, he's pushing quite hard here, which is fine. An ambush card. We don't know what ambush card it is, but we could lock it if we think it's going to be something bad. Okay, I'm going to have to play that there to do maximum damage. Now, look, like I said, normally I'd play on 2 rows, so I might just stick to doing this. Most people don't take White Frost anyway, so... Right, E8. I think that was not necessarily a good thing to eat, but okay. So I'm putting my 1 strength units on the same row in case he has Van Hamar. And I'm also putting them on the outside. This is to protect against another card. So the general things you do in Arena is play on 2 rows only, usually melee and siege. And then you put your 1 units on the outside, or your weakest units on the outside, so that it protects against the other card. Sahil. Alright, let's play that. This is not a great card, because he could pass now and I'm not ever going to get that value. I could play Disloyal unit. Because she's not going to flip over until he plays a unit, so... Okay. We're struggling to get ahead, I'll be honest. 7... 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 for the weather. That puts me on to 40. Yeah, so that'll put me in the lead. And this is quite a long round. We could wait, but hopefully the weather will force him to play like a lowish strength play. There we go. We're ahead now. He has to clear that weather, otherwise he's going to be in a bad shape. So you even want to play him towards the end. Okay. That's going to absorb a hit of the armor. Oh, he's got a weather clear there. He chose not to use it. I'm going to just lock that. It's obviously Toraville, which buffs units. So, yeah. When I pass, she flips over and boosts units either side. We're 14. I'm pretty happy with the cards I got. That's very strong. Has he got any monster cards? No. Okay, so that was pretty low tempo, I think. That's worth 8. I'm just going to play that. Sahil. Even power, odd power. There you go. Just trying to stay ahead. She's losing a lot of value. Damage 1 to the highest. Might put her down next. 7. We can afford to put her down now and still be ahead because she's worth 11 to start. Right, so we've got a nice value over time. He can destroy her, but he can't. Okay. We didn't get to round 3 again, but hopefully you saw how, you know, if you get dry pass, you pretty much hopefully should dry pass round 2, or try and get ahead and be able to pass. If you can't dry pass for some reason, carry over. Now, that's not to say you can't play into round 1 or 2, but it just makes it difficult because you don't quite know how much tempo they could have. They could have an amazing deck and you just lose a lot of card advantage. However, if you do go into round 3 and they've got an amazing deck, it's going to hurt. So, yeah, usually that's how it goes. And I was just trying to get ahead. I think he made some mistakes not passing when he could have. But maybe round 3 wouldn't have been much better with Sahil and Van de Griff that I had do a lot of damage. But that's going to be it for tonight. This video. Thank you for watching. Take care and I'll see you again very soon.